Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Harakhakodash. Double honors to our apostles at Great Millstone who were to taught us the truth. Peace and love and blessed salutations to Yahawah, giving this part of the Bahasham, the house of David. This one, through the Spirit, is basically based off a dream I had earlier today. And it's just about, in a time of great calamity. It's going to sneak up unawares on a lot of people, and you could be with somebody. I get into details about the dream, but a lot of things, honestly, through the Spirit. If you're engulfed and wrapped in this world, you can see where it can play a crucial part of you falling when the time of in the time of when you need to have high faith, all right, comes in, meaning the time of Jacob's trouble, which consists of death, famine, destruction, pestilences, that C-hip, that RFID C-hip. Okay, and then even also too, like Yahawashi explained about being the persecution, which I believe through the Spirit, me having this specific dream could cope with family members amongst you. Because really, in all actuality, I'm gonna say like this, your family members, that's why Yahawashi made it simplistic, made a simple statement telling the disciples, like, look, these are my who is my mother, brother, father, sister, except those that do the will of my Father. He pointed at the disciples, like, y'all are basically my brothers in the faith. Those that carry along the work of Yahawah Yahawashi, those that feed the sheep. That's why Yahawashi said to Peter, if you love me, feed my sheep. But that's not saying, I got to put it in a balanced perspective. That's not saying that you're going to have people around you that's not going to help you out, that's not going to basically turn on you, and that will right now. Whatever the will of the Lord be, it's the Lord's program. But all in all, that's what I was going to name this. You really don't know people until that furnace of affliction gets set in. Okay, that fire gets put on people. That's why the Lord said, He said, I'm gonna see what you're made of, whether you be wood, hay, stubble, or precious stones, gold, silver, which the last three are things that when fire comes upon them, it beautifies them and it makes them more pure. Okay, so just through the Spirit, you brothers out there, you got people around you that you love. You got people, you might have a woman, in this case, that was a part of the dream. You might have a woman that, you've been dealing with. And when this trouble hits, that can go all out the window because of circumstances. You see, you got to realize a lot of these people out here, they don't trust Yahawah Yahawashi. They don't know the truth. So therefore, the things that they stand on, they're worldly things. That's why the Lord said, I chose you out of the world, St. John 15 chapter and 16 chapter. Therefore ye are not of the world, or else the world would love its own. And we got plenty of other scriptures like 1 John 2 and 15, which explains that the Heavenly Father does not love those that are in the world. So you got to think, James 4 and 4, ye adulterers and adulteresses, don't you know that the love of the world is enmity with Yahawah Yahawashi? And this world, all it is, when you read 1 John 2 and 15, all it is a world that is full and fulfilled with lust. So when this devil according to Revelations 12:12, comes down having great wrath, a lot of these people out here, even the ones that are closest to you, they will fold. Why? Because you got to think about it. We're vibrating on a higher level. Our tether is Yahawashi. That's why we got the names. Okay, these people, their only hope is in what they can see. So that gives them their downfall, according to 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter. Okay, and 16th verse on down. So us, through the Spirit, we hope for what we do not see yet. I mean, you look outside, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm outside right now, but this is all stuff we can see. You can see what these presidents and things of that nature, or these specific laws, or, oh yeah, they said they're going to do this. They said, oh, stimulus check. But the hope of the brothers in the faith is that these things that are seen, we know that they're temporary. So furthermore, let me get into the dream real quick. I'm going to just brief it real quick. So basically, you know, it was a setup. I didn't die or anything in the dream. Somebody did though. But basically through the Spirit, you know, this woman that I was with, and her son was with me. We had like a new apartment, whatever the case may be. And she left somewhere. And it was two parts of this dream. Lord willing, I get into the other part. And she left somewhere. And you know your woman, she leaves, whatever the case may be. She might be out going to go do something. But she had left mad far, but she left her son with me. I was like, you know, I mean, you know how you brothers know how it be. You know what I'm saying? You got a woman with a kid or whatever the case may be. It should be what it is. So all of a sudden, like how it was, we was in an upstairs apartment. A lot of people started lining up, like they were trying to get into the crib, and I'm looking outside like, why the fuck all these people out here? And they had weapons on them. Not guns, mainly, you know, like knives, shit like that. So me, myself, you know, I'm like, oh, I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm trying to call. But I'm calling this chick, like, yo, what the fuck is going on? You got, you know, people lined up outside. It's people lined up at the house. Like, what the fuck? Oh, and on the other line, she says, oh, my bad. I'm like, what? So these people, they're trying to break into the crib, whatever the case may be. And these ain't your average niggas breaking in. These are like different, I ain't gonna say racist, but these are different nationalities. Like, I'm like, yo, what's going on? You know, of course, mainly our people, but so, you know, me, I arm myself. I'm like, yo, because they got weapons, so I arm myself, you know, with a knife, like, man, like, you know, and, you know, through the midst of it, you know, like I said, her son was there too. I'm like, yo, son, like, damn. And I think it was like two girls. I don't know. They were real on it. I don't know what the hell, but I had like barricaded myself in the room, and they were literally trying to poke through the, like, with knife, like try to poke through the door. You know what I'm saying? While I'm holding it. And I was calling on the name of the Lord. You know, I was like, hey, Yahawashi, which it could have been the dream could have been something to symbolize something. Because like I said, I had it twice. Maybe the second one was a demon trying to, you know, throw my faith out, whatever the case may be. But the first one, when I'm barricading the door, I was praying to the Lord. I was like, man, Yahawashi, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, help me with this situation, blah, blah, this and that. You know what I'm saying? And then they were really trying to get in. Like, I mean, like it was I'm only explaining it to what I could remember, but they were really trying to get into the, like, where I was at, wherever the case would be. It almost specifically seemed like it was a hit. I'm not gonna lie, because I don't know why several people would just show up to the door that I'm at and then want to get in. Like, and I remember one of the brothers, Aharon, you know, over there on the East Coast, he had a similar dream that, you know, dudes was trying to set him up, you know, for bounties. So you can only imagine the length or the extent that people would go through, especially if you're deemed the man of Yahawashi. You got the names, you got the correct doctrine. You know, Esau monitors us, okay? You got something called a Big Brother program. He monitors us. He monitors what we watch. He monitors what we put out. The videos, brother. That's why we get hit with those strikes on YouTube, because they monitor us, and the truth hurts. But this got to be leaked out because, you know, it's the Lord's program. But like I said, it sounded like a hit, and the hit, what it sounded like was from her. And I'm just being honest. It's a certain specific type of way that people do shit. And, you know, me through the Spirit, I read spirits very well. You know, it's one of the gifts that the Lord gave me, and it seemed like a hit, like somebody got to her. And, you know, hey, through the Spirit, when the time comes to Jacob's trouble, these people ain't gonna care about nothing, and we know that through what? Famine, pestilence. With famine, they're gonna eat their own kids. So you can only imagine society being bummed out, things changing. All that's going to be left in people's head is survival, because they don't have nothing to back themselves off of. We got Yahawashi, so you can only imagine when Jacob's trouble comes, how these people are going to turn on each other. You see it on the littlest things today. That's why scriptures say in the Gospels that the love of many shall wax cold, because these people literally through the Spirit and power of Yahawashi, one little change that doesn't cope with their lifestyle, guess what they're doing? Okay, they would change on you. And that's not, I mean, hey, the Lord, I have people in your corner that won't do that, but that's when the time comes. Okay, and the Lord's gonna give you the spirit of discernment. That's why Psalms 91, lest thou dash thy foot against the stones. Let the angels take charge over us, because through the Spirit and power of Yahawashi, we're gonna have the angels guiding us through these specific things. Okay, that's why it says in Hebrews, the 1st chapter, they are ministers unto those that are heirs to the kingdom. The angels. So we got the angels that are guiding us through the Spirit, guiding those that keep the commandments of the Lord. So, you know, I thought I'd share that. You know, you brothers out there through the Spirit, you know, just when this time comes, just know, just keep in the back of your head that, you know, when shit really gets real, that things could turn to worse things. You know, I mean, the Lord got you ultimately. If you're doing the will of the Lord, you're feeding the sheep. But just know through the Spirit, you know, hey, all these people out here, you're going to see how real or how fake people are when that fire come to them. Okay? That's what you're going to see. A lot of these people, I'm going to tell you right now, they're made out of wood, hay, and stubble. And they're going to fold. And that's going to be their downfall. But when they're amongst you, when that sea hip comes, when that famine comes, when there's no food on the shelf, you're going to see how real people, you're going to see the real version of people. All right? So with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Harakhakwadash. Double honor to our apostles at Great Millstone who will wear the Titus' truth. Peace and love and blessing salutations to your Akim. This is part of the Bayasha David David. Shalom.